We're with Chris Reed, SPU assistant track coach, who also heads up the cross-country team here heading into the fall. Chris, practice getting started fairly soon here, and
Yep.
first meet coming up next week. What are your thoughts heading into practice as the kids get back on campus here?
Always excitement this time of the year. We start official practice on Friday, September 2nd, which is later than a lot of the teams we're competing against, but so our sense of anticipation is probably an all-time high right now. I think everybody's ready to get started, and we're excited for the year.
What kind of things do you look for in the early stages of practice?
Really what you look for early on is did people do a good job over the summer getting fit? Are they healthy? Are they confident? Are they still eager and happy and everything? And I think that's, from what I've seen from just a couple of the interactions I've had, that's where we're at. And the thing you really look for is the ability to work hard, and because that's what's really going to set the stage for the rest of the season.
And you talk about summer training. That's so important to the success of cross country, and you have a sense that the kids really put in their miles and their work this summer.
Yeah, we feel really good about that. This is a really hardworking team, and cross country is an interesting sport in that so much of your success is predicated upon summer training, and yet so much of summer training is done on your own, solo, in small groups, and without much supervision. And so it's critical to go home and have an independent mindset. And our team has been really good about that the last few years, and this summer is no exception.
Let's talk about the women's team a little bit. 4 returners back from that team that went to nationals. Talk about them a little. What are you expecting from them this year?
I mean, much of the same. I mean, we've got a lot of talent on the team, and from cross-country season last year to now, there's been a lot of improvement among some of the individuals. You saw that a lot during the track season, and it's a good group of returners, and we feel really good about the freshmen that are coming in, and when you put all that together, we're pretty excited for what's going to happen this year.
And about those freshmen, how hard and how is it to adjust to the college level of training? It's a little slightly longer race, but the training is a lot more intense for newcomers.
Well, it really depends on the athlete. I mean, it depends on the high school program they came from. Some of them are pretty used to a collegiate type of cycle, and some of them are not. And there's, regardless, there's always going to be elements of the training we do here that's different from what they've done. So inevitably, it's going to be a little bit of a transition, no matter how talented or how experienced the freshman is. But with the level of talent that is coming in, we feel really good about their ability to come in and transition well and work hard and be contributing members of the team.
What do you think might be a trademark of this team? Is this going to be with some front runners out there? Is it going to be tightly packed? A little bit of both? What's your gut telling you?
Gosh, whoever knows. I mean, we'll see when we get to the season. I mean, we've definitely seen some big improvements from some of our returners. I certainly think that some of our upperclassmen, Mary Charlson, Sarah McDonald, Hannah Calvert, are going to be up in that front pack for sure. And how exactly they fall, I mean, ultimately we can put it all on paper the best we can, but it's going to come down to the racing and the work they do and the commitment they put to it. So it's hard to define. We'll see in a few weeks.
Okay. And let's do the same with the men. Talk about some of the veterans there, and what are you looking for from this group?
The cool thing about the men is that despite the fact that they lost their number 2 and the number 3 runners from last cross-country season, I feel like the returners have done a nice job stepping up over the summer. Ben Halliday has had a fantastic summer. He's more fit than he's ever been. David McLeod's put in a really good summer. And for guys like Briston James and Joey Walker, last year was their first year in the program. And, for Briston, he had never run in college before last year. And Joey came from a junior college program that didn't have track. So they had really not very much experience, and now they've had a year in the program. I think they approach the summer maybe differently than they ever have.
And a couple of newcomers there, one of whom, Jesse Fawn, he hadn't run cross here before, but he certainly did a nice job in track last spring.
Yeah, Jesse's a guy who transferred in, winter of last year, and yeah, he came in and basically started racing, pretty much right away, and had, did have some success on the track, and so he's definitely more of a mid-distance oriented guy, but I mean he's a tough, talented runner, and so I think he can do some good things in cross country.
How about the GNAC? How do you see the team stacking up there? The women picked for 4th, the men picked for 10th. I'm guessing both of those groups want to step up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about rankings is that they're completely irrelevant, and so in the way D2 cross country is formulated right now, there's no committee, there's no at-large berths. It's all based strictly on results of the regional championship. So, I feel really good about both teams. I will say fairly honestly that I think we're probably a little better than those 2 rankings, but of course I'm a little biased. So hopefully our athletes can go out and prove it.
Okay. How about the schedules this year? Just 3 regular season meets, one in California, and then a small one in St. Martin's, and then a big one up in Bellingham in October.
Yeah, different schedule this year. The traditional Sun Dodger weekend is not on our schedule, and we're just trying to have a little different flavor to the season. So we're going to go every 2 weeks. So we'll go September 10th in Humboldt, September 24th down at St. Martin's, and then October 8th at Western Washington, which is the preview of the conference course. So, pretty light racing schedule, but it's an opportunity for our team to train well, get in good opportunity. Each race has a purpose as we build through the season, and then it kind of all points towards championship season.
Okay. And about that championship season, of course, the women made NCAAs last year. Between, say, now and November 5th, what has to happen, do you think, for them to have another real serious shot to make that make that cut when they go to regionals?
They need to just be who they are. The talent is there. The hard work is there. The personality and the attitude is there. The character is there, and maybe even the coaching. I don't know. And I think that if they continue to be the kind of team they've been over the last year and a half, 2 years, then I think I fully expect us to be in Florida in November.
And what other teams will we be keeping an eye out for? This West is a very strong region, especially on that women's side.
Yeah, it is. And top 6 go this year, which is a little more open than last year when there were only 5 teams that got to go. But it's gonna be a lot of the same teams, I think. Obviously, Chico is a perennial national contender. Alaska Anchorage, same way. Western Washington was 6th of the national championship last year, and they don't lose much. I think we saw a lot of good things from Simon Fraser on the track. Cal Baptist made the national meet last year. Cal Poly Pomona's got a strong squad. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in this region, and we just, we're going to have to be good in order to make it out.
All right, Coach, good luck throughout the season.
Thanks, Mark.
You bet.